the Jerk. That's not the actual name of the subreddit. I'm sure most of us know what it is, but it's not super YouTube friendly, so I will try to keep up with saying Am I the Jerk? And I have 4 stories here today. I will admit I'm not the world's strongest reader, so this might be a mistake. But I'm very excited. I might occasionally do a little. But we'll see. Thank you guys so much for all the support lately. I'm truly so grateful. So let's go ahead and get started. So, our first story is Am I the Jerk for not letting my niece stay with my daughter? So I, 50 male, have a daughter, 19 female, who goes to school in the Northeast. She lives in a condo me and my wife, her mom, own rent-free during most of the school year. While my son, 17 male, will be starting college this year in state. My sister's kid, 18 female, accepted an offer a while ago to go to school in the same state and area as my daughter. They live in the South, so it's a bit of a challenge. My sister asked me a couple days ago if I would be okay with the possibility of her daughter moving in with my daughter at the condo. I don't live there, so I said I'd get back to her. Then she started with the whys and wanting to know more. I told her I just wanted to ask the person who actually lives there how she felt about it. And she started pulling the well you own it statements, which made me believe that she was hoping for an immediate yes. I expressed that, and it turned into a dispute back and forth over the issue. We didn't go on for too long, and it seemed to leave things a little bit rocky, so I'm posting here to see if this sub calls me the Jerk. So, that is the end of the post. The ruling is not the Jerk. I have to agree with that. I mean, if my parents were letting me live somewhere, and then they were like, surprise, your cousin's moving in, I'd be like, excuse me. I think it's really courteous, actually, that the dad is asking, so my ruling personally would be, yeah, not the Jerk. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. So I will go ahead and get to our next story, our next story. Okay, so we have Am I the Jerk for telling people that I don't want to watch their kids over summer break? So, I, 17 female, am on my last summer vacation before I turn into a senior and have to go to college. The entire time I have been home, I've had to watch over 5 kids at the same time. Okay, side note, as someone who babysits, that's a lot. Oh my gosh. Even like 3 or 4 kids and I'm going crazy, bouncing off the walls trying to watch all these babies. Oh my gosh, 5 kids. Oh my lord. Sorry, I keep feeling like I have a hair in my lip gloss, but I don't think I do. So, oh my gosh, I so totally do. Okay, so 5 kids at the same time. I will say 3 of those kids are my siblings. Lex, 13 female, Landon, 4 male, and Ollie, 2 female. 2 of those are young kids, like under 6 can be really challenging, especially if you have like a lot at the same time. That's no hop, skip, and jump for sure. I don't blame my parents for making me watch them since they are both at work during the day and stuff. Lex also helps with watching them too, but the other 2 kids belong to 2 different aunts of mine. Personally, I never agreed to watching them. The other 2 kids are Mel, 8 female, and Ben, 4 male. Ben's mom is my dad's sister, and when she came over to ask, she said exactly this. So, Ben is going to come every day, and his dad will pick him up later. She didn't even ask if he could. She just went ahead and established it. Okay, that's rude. Side note, rude. I keep losing my place when I make my little side notes. My mom knows too, but my aunt kept telling her that she used to take me and Lexi to classes years ago, and my mom thinks this is just her returning the favor, which wouldn't that mean mom needs to return the favor? But then for Mel, her mom is my mom's sister. Bit of a pattern here. Mel's mom would usually ask Lex if she could stay, and she would say say yes for some reason, and sometimes I wouldn't mind. Mel is a big problem with my brother for some reason, always having an attitude and being rude to him. With me having some mental health issues, I would get really mad from time to time and end up lashing her about it. Lashing at her about it. Oh my gosh, not hitting her. That terrified me for a second there. But my mom says I need to stop and that she is only a little girl who doesn't know better. So I had to be fine with her. But then my mom started leaving her without telling anybody. And that made me pissed. But anyways, I really want to tell them to find a babysitter or something, because one day I had to go to the DMV. But my mom's aunt did not care and left them with my 13-year-old sister alone at the house. But she's still a child too. I told my mom I am tired of watching these kids, but she told me that I better not say anything to my aunts because my parents do agree. What? Because my parents do agree we shouldn't be watching this many kids by ourselves. What do you think? Am I being the jerk? Should I say something? By the way, we are not getting paid at all. Update plus more info. For people saying that I need to get a job, I'm currently applying for a job at Panda Express, and I will get the call pretty soon if I got it or not. Both my parents have been suggesting that I should get one as well. Also, I do want to say for people who think I don't want to watch my siblings, that is completely false. My parents provide food, a house, and everything I need, so the least I could do is help with their kids. What I'm upset about is the extras. My cousins. I love them so much, but sometimes I need a break every once in a while. Please don't say my parents are the bad guys. Both of my parents think it's wrong that their sisters are dropping their kids off. But they don't want to say anything because my aunts have had a hard time in the past, I guess. So this is a nice thing we can do for them. Sorry if this doesn't give much information, but I'm not much of a storyteller. Okay, so there isn't a ruling on this one yet. But I'm gonna say not the butthole. As someone who's babysat before, I've actually been in a similar circumstance. I went over to babysit for a family at my church, and it was supposed to be there were 3 children, and when I got there, they're like, one of their sisters had 2 more children there. So I had 5 children. I was only like 14. And I was terrified because I was like, how am I going to manage all of these kids? So I know that feeling. At least I was getting paid though. They're not getting paid at all, so not good, not good, not good. So I'm gonna say not the jerk. Okay. So I'm so sorry, my nose is so itchy. Cancel the video. So this one is, am I the jerk hosting a couple who doesn't pay for anything? My girlfriend and I are living in a villa in Europe for a few months. Our jobs allow us to work remotely abroad, and we're fortunate enough to be able to financially secure it. To be financially secure enough to do it. When we announced to our friends our plans, they were all quite excited for us. One couple we'd regularly spend time with said they must join us. We of course said, just let us know and we will have a place for you in our house. They informed us that they'd arrive and asked us to scope out some of our best finds, so we did some booking and booked some of the best golf courses and restaurants in advance. When we got to the beach, shop, restaurant, or golf course, they would expect for us to pay. So much so that they would leave the shop before we even got to the cashiers, or wouldn't ask for the bill at the restaurant, or they'd wait outside the pro shop while I paid. I'd like to premise this couple are not in a bad financial situation and both have killer jobs and no kids. So why are we stuck with everything? I think it's completely tight with the fact that we've done absolutely everything. They've now been with us a week and they haven't bought anything but a single round of drinks when we were out. Are we the jerks or are they? This one also doesn't have a ruling yet, but I think it's kind of obvious. I mean, if they're going through all the trouble to like book stuff and find stuff for you to do, the least you can do is chip in, do your part. Especially if you are, what are they calling it, a dink, double income, no kids, something like that. Like, I think think you can afford to play golf, right? I mean, you already traveled out to Europe. So, a lot of not the buttholes. I hope the next story I pull up is one where someone's the butthole, because not butthole, jerk. Oh no. I'm sorry, I watch Reddit videos every day and they don't typically use jerk. Okay. Come on. Here we go. So for story number 4, we have, am I the jerk for turning my teenage niece away at the door and telling my sister to wake up because of how my niece treats my own daughter? My sister Teresa has a 16-year-old daughter, Quinn. Quinn and I used to be very close when she was younger and loved having auntie-niece time together. However, since becoming a teenager, Quinn has become very snarky and sarcastic in a very mean way. I particularly don't like the way she behaves towards my own daughter, Bella, who is 6. Quinn crosses the line. A particular episode of verbal cruelty at a birthday party was when I had enough and told Quinn, I don't want you to come over until you can start being nice to Bella. Teresa was present when I said this. Teresa's the sister. We live a short walk away from each other, and a few days ago, Quinn arrived and wanted dinner. I turned her away at the door and told her, I don't like how you treat my daughter. Unless this is an emergency, you are not welcome here. Teresa called upset because she said I was a horrible person for turning Quinn away because she is 16 and my niece was so upset. Teresa had stopped trying to do anything serious about Quinn's verbal attitude and had justified it in the past with statements along the lines of, that's just how some teenagers are. It's a teen thing. Teenagers shouldn't be treated like young children. Quinn is almost an adult. It's not your place to parent her like a child. I brought up Teresa's past words and told her she is correct that Quinn is an adult and doesn't need to be schooled by me, but I have the right to protect my child from an unkind adult. Quinn is already having issues with the school, emailing home or her friends making excuses for why they don't want to see her, and it's time for Teresa to wake up and do something about her daughter. Teresa and I have both given our sides of the story to mutual friends and acquaintances, and they are divided. Some are saying that Quinn's attitude is not okay, but I was wrong to turn her away from the door because she's 16 and still my niece. They said being a teenager and rapidly going from childhood to adulthood is already a rough transition. According to Teresa, Quinn appears to be having issues at school, and I should try to be more patient. Regardless of the reason, I feel I have set a hard boundary with Quinn's behavior. It isn't an easy time being 16, but at 16 you still know right from wrong, and Bella doesn't deserve to be subjected to that kind of treatment. But are my friends/acquaintances correct that I've been too hard on my niece and I should apologize? This one is interesting. I mean, obviously the aunt's not a jerk for wanting to protect her child, especially if her child's like 6 years old. I do see something with, the daughter's 16, she's learning. The teenage years are hard, we all make mistakes. I don't think this one has a ruling yet, it doesn't. But, looks like the majority of the comments are saying not the jerk. I have one from DY Oreo that says, not the jerk, your sister needs to act like a parent. If the school is reaching out and her friends don't want to be around her, it has to be her. Your sister and niece, but mainly sister, will... And then this is FAFO. I don't know what that stands for. If anybody knows, feel free to comment down below. I'm kind of embarrassed I don't know that one. Okay, well those were the 4 Reddit stories for today. If this is something you guys like, please let me know. I'd be happy to do more. I'm not the best reader, but I think it'd be fun to do it again. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I love you, I love you, I love